4 months ago. This is what was planted 4 months ago, right here.
Man,
Okay?
that's pretty amazing.
Did you plant any
That
cocoa
pot is in there some, yeah.
That
planted
could
in
prevent
cocoa
famine right there. I
Yeah.
mean, just that one.
tech. Okay.
That's what this was in ancient Hawaii, was famine food. You left it in the ground until you needed it.
Now, we're going to count the oha that come off of this, just as an
Jack wants to
interesting
take them off.
exercise. Okay, Jack's
Let's
going
let
to
Jack
take
do
them
it.
off.
So get down and then start with the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Like that.
Start
You want
with
to take the big ones off first. And we'll lay them out on the table, from
We're-
biggest to smallest.
Yeah, we're not going to leave them out here in the sun to dry long. They're okay like this, but we'll get them in some water so that we can replant all of these.
Okay, now here's another one
That has grandchildren.
that has grandchildren. This time, 1, 2, 3, and there's a little one right there.
And these are large enough to plant the
These
grandchildren?
are.
These are all
Look,
viable.
they have their own roots. You see this?
This is another possibility for aquaponics systems. One of the biggest problems facing a taro farmer if he wants to get a new variety into his fields is to come up with seed stock. You can't buy taro seeds. You can't go buy 5 pounds of taro seeds and plant 2,000 taro plants overnight. You have to make them. But how much easier would this be, Hobie, if you wanted to add a variety or switch varieties? If you had an
We found the nut pot.
aquaponics system
Here's the net pot.
that had, you know,
Auburn, get in there. and get a
15
picture
or
of the
20 oha for each plant. Now, it had
net pot. It's backlit.
10 or 12 oha 2 months ago.
Jack, can you show her
We
the
just let
jacket?
this go to make the call of it.
Here, come over here. Where I am. Trade me places, buddy.
So then you can do grafting? Is that what you're talking about with different types?
No, not grafting. To the best of my knowledge, this is not a plant you can graft.
Now, technically, this
Right.
is big enough to plant. It's got its own roots.
Yeah, there you go.
That is a keiki right there. That's
a
an
new-
oha.
That's a new taro
That
plant.
may be our smallest oha.
And if you take care of that, it will be this in about 4.5 months.
Oh my God.
All you have to do is take care of it. Now, taro is an amazing plant.
We love taro.
Albert, I'm going to go.
Now turn this around now so Auburn can see the net pot in there. We're gonna
So
get
you
that.
planted that in the same medium as?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'll lay them out in order. Biggest to smallest. We'll see how many we get. There's another big one. Get that, Jack.
In the Hawaiian creation, there was, and I'm not good at remembering the names. I'm sorry, I'm bad on names.
Waiakea, the sky god.
Waiakea, Sky Father, and Earth Mother. What was
Oh man, see, you just
Earth
maxed me out
Mother.
there.
Sorry, I'm a host.
Shane, do you know?
Earth Mother.
Papa.
Papa and
Papa and Wakia. That's the names.
Papa?
Papa and Wakia.
Wakea. Oh, Wakea was Earth Mother?
Yes.
Okay, we're wrong. Earth Mother was Wakea. Papa was the father.
They had a first child who was born, stillborn, with misshapen, olu, and
Trembling stalk.
no.
Oh no, that's us. We're trembling stalk.
And
There you go.
that child was Haloa. And they buried Haloa at the end of the house. And cried and cried. Yes, it's a great tragedy to lose a child. Their second child was, pardon, that was Haloa Naka.
You know, we should let somebody who knows the story better than we do.
God, they buried him at
Sounds
the
like
end
he
of the
does.
house.
Someone down.
And this is what came up. Haloa Naka, long stalk, trembling leaf. Their second child was named Haloa. He was the first human. So the human's elder brother is Haloa Naka, is Taro. And in the Hawaiian tradition, we respect the elders. They're more important. They have the knowledge, the wisdom, and all the heritage. So this is our older brother here. This is what sustains us. This is what feeds us. Everything on this plant is edible. Look how this plant reproduces and makes more. Look at this.
Now this is sustainable food production.
No kidding.
Yeah.
See, I had
It's farming itself.
I had an ethnobotanist come to my farm from Japan, studying how people take crops around the world and whatnot. And he's telling me that they found taro starch on stone tools in the Solomon Islands, 40,000 years old. He said, to the best of his knowledge, this is the oldest cultivated plant on the planet. Taro.
They have it in Egypt.
25.
They
25.
have it in India.
We have 25.
20.
Yeah.
20.
Hobie just made a really interesting point. I didn't know it was that old. An ethnobotanist from Japan knew of stone tools found in the Solomon Islands that had taro starch on them, and they dated that as 40,000 years ago. So, that long ago,
25.
people were cultivating this plant.
Yeah, Hobie, where are you?
Yeah. Let Hobie talk about this for a
Yeah,
moment.
what's your reaction to what they've...
Hobie and Shane, you guys know more about this than anybody here. So
It's just incredible the amount of time you can get that taro out of the system for production.
Mom, I got 26.
And then also for reproducing, it takes me a year to get maybe 4 to 6 keiki. So from 1 acre in a year, I'll be able to plant 4 acres. Whereas this looks like if I had an acre of this, I could plant
In 4 months.
40 acres of it.
So it would be
in
3
4
times,
months, so it just grows exponential.
times
And then
5, right?
also on a research side, the only way to cross these and get resistant varieties and get, which the Hawaiians did, they actually crossed the taro plant when it flowered, but it only flowered maybe every 2 years. But now if you get flowering every couple of months, you can cross varieties, you can grow them out, because they have to cross them, then they have to grow them out for a year to see what the taro is going to look like. Is the leaf viable? Is it resistant? It's a 2-year process from when maybe it flowers. You're talking 4, 5, 6 years before you get a viable crop that you can then start growing production-wise. And so even on a research standpoint, it's just incredible.
One thing, or
wait, hang on.
oh, sorry, Shane.
Hobie, you're probably harvesting stuff like this after 9 months and making pho, yeah? Then the starch.
Yeah.
The commercial farmers here have told us if it's the size of a coffee mug,
Yeah.
it's a good.
Yeah.
Is that-
I thought it was your fix.
This is a consistent production.
That's an
And
espresso mug.
larger, and larger. We've gotten kalo that weighed a couple pounds more than that.
And then what happens with us too, in the ground, you can't control the fertilizer. You get fertilizer spikes, you get this and that, so you get an hourglass shape, which is it's almost impossible to clean when you're cooking. You get snails eating around the sides, so they eat the huli, so you end up with maybe 1 or 2.
You have
Some
chickens
kinds
eat
of
the
stuff.
collar after
Chickens,
too long?
pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you expect to see this? Did you know that this was...
No,
What's
I
your
didn't
reaction?
think that the taro would grow that well. Yeah.
In 4
I want
months.
to start an aquaponics.
4 months. This is 4 months.
Okay, couple more things here. I'm going to butt in and just blurt it out because we've been doing taro experiments for about 2 years now. And one of the early experiments that we wrapped up was planting densities. We started with the planting density that the local taro farmers recommended, which was, from here to here, like that, from there to there. In other words, 1 plant every,
Like
4
square
arms
foot,
length.
18, 24 inches.
Now there were farmers who said that's too close. They're going to feel each other, and each one is going to grow small like that. But me, I'm stupid. I don't know what I can't do, and that's really a benefit sometimes, because I'll try all kinds of crazy stuff that if I knew what I was doing, I would know it wouldn't work, and I wouldn't ever try it. So what we did is we drilled rafts with half that spacing, and then we drilled rafts with half that spacing. Okay, so we had taro plants planted in rafts that were this far apart in 3-inch pots, and every single one of them turned into that. It was like you could have fallen on that raft, and you would have ended up this high off the ground because there was so much plants there that, now, that's something that's supposed to be not happen. And it brought the flowers out. And
There's also something very unusual
incredible
here.
amount of keiki. They all had keiki like this.
Right, but what you're not realizing and you're seeing is normally when you pull off a keiki, Hobie and Shane, it looks like this, yeah? Put it in the ground, it's going to make a plant. How often you seeing keiki with roots like that? This plant is ready to take off and already. It's got its delivery system for nutrients is already in place.
And we don't know what that means in terms of growth time.